guys, welcome to Nathan's Car Care. I'm Nathan, and in today's video I'm going to be demonstrating how to use a windshield repair kit. So these repair kits you can find all over the place. Pretty much any auto parts store is going to carry them. Even Walmart has them. This one I got from my local O'Reilly's Auto Parts, but I do have a link down in the description to where you can also get it off Amazon if you prefer to get it there. So all these kits pretty much work the same. You have a resin that you inject into the crack, and then once that resin has cured, it'll hold the glass together, prevent the crack from spreading. The resins are specially formulated so that does not distort light as well, and it just looks like the regular glass. It's pretty easy to do, but you have to do it right in order to get it to work. So today I'm going to go over all the steps to do it so that you can fix your own windshield yourself. Okay, so inside the kit you get a little tube of resin. You get the syringe device. You get this piece here, which you attach to the windshield over top the crack, and then this is how the syringe connects, and just inject it in. You have a little seal to go on the bottom here. We have instructions, and then we have what is referred to as a curing strip right here. So first things first, we're going to read through the instructions, make sure that we fully understand them, because this is a specific process, and if not followed exactly, it cannot work. So make sure you read through these, familiarize yourself with them, because you have to follow these exactly. And if your instructions vary at all from what I say in today's video, make sure you follow your instructions instead of this video. Okay, so right here you can see the crack in the windshield that I have. It was caused just by a rock that got kicked up by another vehicle. I in fact just recently had to replace my windshield because of a very similar crack, but that crack was expanding at over an inch a day, so I had to replace the whole windshield. So I'm going to catch this one before it has a chance to go anywhere. So before we start this, we got to make sure that the windshield is cool. We don't want to work on a hot windshield, so do this in the early morning like I am, or park it in the shade for an hour or two, let it cool down. Last thing you would want to do is put cold water on here, because if it's a hot windshield with a crack and you put cold water, that crack's probably going to grow. Alright, so first things first is we're going to take a clean paper towel, we're going to take some rubbing alcohol, and we're going to spray this down and get it nice and clean. And make sure you clean a big area around it as well, because you do have that adhesive pad that needs to stick, and then the cleaner the glass is, the better it will stick. So now that this is clean, we need to make sure that there's no bits of glass in there still. So what you can do is take something very small and sharp, such as a push pin, and gently dig around in there to make sure that there's no loose pieces of glass. I've already done that here and I didn't have any, so I'm going to go on to the next step. Alright, so our next step is we are going to take the gasket that came with the kit. We're going to peel off the liner on one side. We're going to leave the other side. We're going to peel one side, like that, and we are going to center this over the damaged spot. We're going to press that down. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to stick it here, so we need to peel the other side. And we need to make sure that we center this over that hole. We're going to use this tab for alignment, and then press that down. Okay, so now we are going to take our resin tube and we're going to cut off the tip to open it up. So now we're going to insert it into this pedestal, and then we are going to squeeze the tube until 3/4 of the resin is inside of here. We are going to need the rest of the resin to finish, so we're only going to put 3/4 in here. Okay, so now we're going to take our little syringe device, and if you pull the handle out, you can see there's two notches. You have a lower one and you have an upper one. For the first step, what we need to do is we need to take this little metal locking device, and we're going to lock it into that lower notch. And then later on, we're going to lock it into this upper notch. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that's in all the way down. And we're going to insert this into the nozzle right here. So with this inserted in here, we're just going to pull back on the plunger and lock it into this first notch. So now we need to let this sit for 10 minutes and then we'll come back and go into the next step. Okay, so this has sat for 10 minutes now. As you can see, there's a bunch of air bubbles that formed in the resin that's inside this tube here. So what it has done is it has sucked the air out of the crack and resin has flowed in there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to pull this up to allow air back in, just like that. We're going to unlock from this first notch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push this down to this second notch. And we're going to lock it there. So now that it's locked in the second notch, what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit for 20 minutes and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes now, so we can remove the injector. We can discard this. We're done with this now. Then now we need to take this off. So what we're going to use is we're going to use a scraper like this. It has a safety razor in it. Just lift the edge. Like that. And then we're just going to pull it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our finishing piece, the little piece of plastic that comes in the kit, and we're going to put a little drop of it right on the crack. Just like that. We're going to put our curing film right on top. Now holding down one edge, we're going to use our razor again and just run it over just to make sure it makes good contact and that there's no air bubbles inside. Just like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to let this cure. Minimum of 15 minutes in direct sunlight, but if it's a cloudy or hazy day, it's going to take probably at least an hour or more. It's the ultraviolet light that actually cures the resin, so we're just going to wait for this to cure and then we'll come back and take it off. Okay, so it has been several hours in direct sunlight, so the resin in here should be fully cured by now. What we're going to do is we're going to take this plastic piece off. If you need to, use your scraper to get up under the edge and pry it up. So now what you can do is you can take your scraper, just go over the area to knock down any high spots. Alright, and then our final step is going to be to just clean the surface with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And that right there is our finished product. As you can see, it is a lot less visible than it was. And most importantly, the resin is now in there holding that glass together so that it won't continue to spread and the crack won't grow. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like the video, comment down below, share the video with all your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified next time I release a video. And don't forget to check out nathanscarcare.com. There's a bunch of wonderful resources over there, as well as a link to my Amazon web store where you can buy a lot of great products, such as the windshield repair kit that we used today. So until next time, this is Nathan, signing off.